And we're live.
Something else I stumbled across recently, and so there's one called Glitch in the Matrix that's just like silly little things that happen where like deja vu, or like I was walking into the store and this mom with her 2 kids wearing the same coats walked in, and then as I was leaving, the same family came in again. It was crazy. It felt like I was losing my mind, and people were like, "That's wild!" Like
that happened.
It is crazy when things like, yeah, did it?
Yeah, so I'm on the TAT, right? I'm in Lincoln, Nebraska, on my way home. The Trans-America Trail was this big motorcycle ride around the country, and I'm riding my bike in Lincoln, Nebraska. A guy rides his bicycle in the opposite direction. He's very distinctive. He has a big beard that would make Santa Claus emasculated. He's skinny, and he's on like a beach cruiser bicycle with an oversized basket on the front. There's not a lot of people like this, right? And he's pedaling along in his shorts and like a tank top t-shirt, and he's old, so it's a big gray beard. And then 3 blocks later, another guy just like him, same bike, same beard, same everything. I'm like, hey, that can't be. That can't be. I'm going like 35 miles an hour. That bicycle guy didn't whip around. Glitch in the Matrix. I can't explain it. I don't have an explanation, but that's what happened.
Yeah. And like, it's because like the comments in that one, I was reading a few of them, they'll be like, it's crazy how you can convince yourself things like that happen. And someone will be like, don't ask too many questions about it, and someone's like, well, we're allowed to say this is just silly happenstance. It's not retconned. And I was like, retconned? That's a new r/retconned. What is this? So I go to that one. And this one is like Glitch in the Matrix, but you're not allowed to say that it's just like happenstance. It's like, and a lot of people are clearly taking it seriously. Number one, they are obsessed with the Berenstein Bears.
What does retcon mean again? I feel like that's
it means that like you retroactively change something to make it fit with modern day. So they some of them will say like it was the Berenstein Bears with EIN at the end when I was a kid, and now in this new dimension I'm in when I phased, now it's Berenstain Bears, AIN at the end.
These are the Disney singing bears. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
Jesus Christ,
and they'll use that as an example of it,
okay.
and people will be like, yeah, it's
so Woody. So that in particular is this thing that there is a lot of contention about. Like there is an enormous group of people who believe that it was spelled a certain way. There's a lot of these. What are they called?
The Mandela effect.
Yeah, Mandela effect. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like people mass misremembering something. This one here, I'll link it so you can look at the comments too. It's a picture of an Egyptian statue, and it says this image was taken in 1856. And the comments are like unironically, yeah, just show the image there. You don't have to show the thread. It's just unironically people saying like, in my old reality, photographs weren't even a thing until the 1910s. And other people are like, I swear every year it gets earlier. Soon we're going to be seeing pictures of the Middle Ages, and they're like, yeah, in my old, there was some other comment with like, there's a lot of people talking about their old, what do they say? Realities or the timeline. That's what they say. They say on my old timeline, it was Berenstein Bears. And in my old timeline, actually, building 7 didn't even fall down, but in this timeline it did. And it's like people just misremembering shit, and everyone around them going like, that's so true.
It's crazy. 1856 somehow feels early to me. It's earlier than I would have thought pictures were, but there are lots of pictures of Lincoln, not paintings, pictures of Abraham Lincoln. And he was murdered in 1864. I think I just looked it
65, I think.
You're right. It is 65. So clearly, like, there were pictures around back then. That one looks color. Am I crazy?
Yeah.
No.
And so like this has been improved with like modern technology. And so that's number one, kind of stupid. Like obviously it wasn't, this crisp back then.
Yeah, this one looks great.
But one of the, this is the exact comment I was thinking of. In my old timeline, photography took off in the early 1900s. Anything before then was super grainy, and there were certainly no photographs from the 1850s. A clear anchor memory for me is in the movie The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. The wanted posters of the criminals were all sketches in my old timeline. Now they're photos. Now, is it more likely, I posit, that he's misremembering or that he's shifted timelines yet again?
Can I just say I also don't remember Tower 7 going down. I know that it happened because everyone's always talked about it, but I watched 9/11 live on TV. Like, we didn't do class that day. We just watched 9/11. and I have no memory of that. And I am positive that that is because I was 15 years old watching TV, and there was a national tragedy happening, and that's why I don't remember.
No,
not me. My memory in particular is flawless and better than video evidence.
Yeah. In my old timeline, you were a gun YouTuber.
That was a sick line.
My old timeline, your head got stuck and you didn't make it.
I'm about to make my first YouTube video, but I'm hit by a car.
Lefty's still here. We have 400 viewers.
I don't know why this show sucks. Like I don't know why I keep listening to this. Yeah, in my other timeline, it was good.
Jackie left after Woody turned to the drink.
There's another. Yeah, that would be a fun. In a timeline out there, Woody's a drunk. Just
I don't like alcohol at all.
I know, but that's why it's a good timeline.
Took all of the lack of desire, and that one was left with nothing but thirst.
He got my share.
Yeah, there's other ones where it's just pictures of animals that they're not familiar with, and they'll be like,
"Oh,
really?" And it's like one of them was like, "Did you know that animals can absorb sunlight and create chlorophyll now? Because look at this slug." It can absorb sunlight from the sun, and it's an animal. Do you remember this in your old timeline? And it's like we discover new animals all the time. Like it's definitely not a timeline shift, but it's super fucking fascinating. Like staring deep
what
into
would be
the
interesting?
void.
So that all that nonsense is only interesting to me if you put like one drop of science into the bullshit. If you got Black Science Man to be like, theoretically, there are multiple universes, and some would by their very nature be unstable because only minor changes separated them from their sister universes, let's just call them. So it's possible that those universes could merge back together, and you could be from that sister universe and you could be the only survivor who remembers the Berenstein Bears spelled the wrong way.
It could be. We need Neil deGrasse Tyson to weigh in on this, but I just recalled seeing this. So don't look anything else on this. What do you remember from the Fruit of the Loom logo? Like, just describe it to me.
Okay.
There's a dude wearing grapes, dude wearing an apple and a pear, maybe.
The logo itself that says Fruit of the Loom, and then what's behind it?
Oh.
No idea.
Isn't there like a loom?
I'm thinking a bunch of fruit.
A loom with a bunch of fruit in it?
I mean, all right. So I'll tell you what I pictured immediately, and because like the more I think about it, the more it like dissolves, and I can't picture it anymore.
Yeah, at first, I have no idea what it is, Taylor. But were you perhaps expecting they might even be close to the? Were you thinking they might have like overlapped slightly with what it actually was?
If Kyle, finish what you were saying about what
I
you
honestly
thought?
Honestly, I pictured a cornucopia full of fruit, like one of those Thanksgiving centerpieces.
Yeah, that sounds right.
And see, like that was one that I clicked on it, and they were like, "There's never been a cornucopia behind the Fruit of the Loom logo." And I was like, "But that can't be true. There is a cornucopia behind it." So like that one, I was like, "That's surprising," because if you would have asked me before I saw it, it's like, yeah, there's that cornucopia, and it's full of fruit, and that's what their logo was. But no, it's just a bunch of people misremembering a corporate logo.
All right.
Only weird when you point it out like that, right?
Well, no, because this one is actually freaking me out a little bit because like he found an instance of this that I was completely unaware of, right?
Mm-hmm.
I literally he went, "Don't look anything up," and I put my hands up because I'm sitting really far from a cheap ass laptop and a fucking rental. So like I'm like, "Yeah, go ahead, let's play the game." And he's like, "All right, tell me what." And I'm like, I pictured the cornucopia with the fruit in it, and it's not like cornucopia is a word that's in my daily like vocabulary. It's not like I'm steeped in cornucopias over here. I've never seen a cornucopia in real life.
Yeah, but
a waste of fucking time. Took the turkey,
right? Like, how many things don't you remember clearly? Like, if you think about it, just in general, like, how much of your childhood do you not remember? How much?
I couldn't even tell you. I don't remember.
I know, right? Like for everything for that. So it's only like when you point it out for some weird piece of trivia, you're like, yeah, that's so weird. That's totally different than I remember. Then you're like, well, how many things do I not remember on the whole?
No. You're misremembering something that happened 30 seconds ago. It's not that I was confused about
who you are.
It's not that I was confused about what the Fruit of the Loom logo was. It's that I'm confused in the identical way that apparently many, many other people, including Woody, are confused in. We all imagined a cornucopia in that logo. Why is that?
And so it's just a bizarre.
It's not like I pictured a cornucopia and Woody was like, I thought Donald Duck was on there, and you're like, I thought it was a Soviet sickle and hammer. Like we're not all picturing different things.
It's all just the same thing we're remembering, but incorrect. Like I saw one where they're like, the Monopoly man doesn't have a monocle anymore, and I was like, but what, really? And for some reason, I also thought I remembered a monocle being on that.
You know why? I got the answer to that one.
That's interesting. What is it?
Different game, right?
Mr. Peanut.
He stole it.
Mr. Peanut.
Yes. Are you thinking of the Hamburglar? He's kind of the thief in this.
No, I'm not thinking of the fucking.
Are they owned by the same company? And they're like, we only need one monocle, motherfucker.
No. All right. Pull up a picture of Mr. Peanut for me. I want you to look at him, and I think you'll find that were Mr. Peanut a man and not indeed an intelligent man-sized peanut, he would indeed look exactly like the Monopoly man, Mr. Peanut. I wish Zach were pulling up Mr. Peanut right now. This joke would land.
He's just
Mr. Peanut.
Oh man,
he's always had a monocle.
I can honestly
Morpheus.
say I was not expecting this topic.
You didn't come prep for this one.
I wasn't either. We just kind of do whatever we're thinking on at the time.
Now clearly this fancy peanut is out for a black tie affair, but because he is a peanut, he is unclothed. But obviously black pants are implied. He's wearing those fancy gloves, the black sleeves, the monocle, the top hat, and cane. This is the Monopoly man.
Undeniable proof, I think, of a different timeline.
Of course not. No, people are confusing the two.
Well, yeah, of course people are confusing the two, but it is
your
point. Yeah,
in my old timeline, Mr. Peanut had a jacket on.
Did he?
In my timeline, yeah, sure.
Yeah, I mean I bet he'd look good in one. Give him some shoulders. Yeah, a little bit of shapeliness to him. But yeah, it was right? the fruit of the Monopoly monocle one was like, I was like, yeah, I don't really remember much. Are there any way? I would believe you. I'd
love for you to ask us and then us, answer.
Yeah, let me,
as it were.
We need some X-Files music over this as we do this too. Yeah, that'd be perfect.
Okay, where is it? Here. Okay,
I'm due for a rewatch on the X-Files.
So, how do you spell the Berenstein Bears? I guess we did that one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I forget who has a W. You're just bullying me at this point.
All right. So does Curious George have a tail, or does he not?
Yes, he has a tail.
Incorrect. Curious George does not have a tail.
Holy shit!
Wow,
that's not a monkey.
No, don't go to the next one till I guess
Man,
you
Curious
can just
George without a tail is blowing my mind.
Zach, you can open this. This is the same article I'm looking at, and I guess you can go through them and see which one we think it is. This one is it Sex in the City or Sex and the City?
Oh, I always thought it was in. I feel like I'm going to get it wrong, aren't I?
Huh.
I think it's actually Sex and the City is the name of the series, because the right one seems to be the correct one in these. Febreze. How do you spell Febreze?
Can I do this one?
Yeah. Okay.
F-E-B-R-E-E-Z-E.
No, it's always only had one E. F-E-B-R-E-Z-E.
Wait, what are the first three letters again?
F-E-B.
Oh, I already got it wrong.
R-E-Z-E. We going for Febreze?
There goes the group misremembered.
Woody's group misremembered the spelling of 80% of the words in English.
It's blowing my mind. Woody spells things completely differently than we do in our universe.
That's right.
Did you see his handwriting? He draws the letters differently too.
All right, Fruit Loops. Do you remember how Fruit Loops is spelled, Kyle?
I think it's. Oh no, is it FROOT?
Oh,
yeah, that's the right one. Some people apparently think it was Fruit UIT, but I've always remembered fruit with like fruit because I thought as a kid it's like because it's not real fruit.
Yeah, the one on the left looks wrong.
Yeah,
it does to me now too.
That one doesn't look right. The other one's some King Henry VIII's turkey leg. I don't know what that is. The monocle, Pikachu's tail. None of you guys would know that.
Pikachu does have a tail.
No, he does. It was a matter of.
Is it shaped like a? Does it have shaped like a lightning bolt?
It was if it had a dark patch on the end of it, or if it was all yellow.
It's a dark patch.
That's what I thought also, but apparently it was all yellow.
Okay, well, we're from the same universe then.
Yeah, we're from the same timeline.
Wait,
explains why you do this together.
Does Chick-fil-A have a K in it?
It's the one on top.
I think it's I don't think they have a K in it. I think it's the one on top. My timeline is the top one.
My timeline is also the top one.
Oh yeah, Fruit of the Loom's in there.
Have we exhausted this topic?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm done.
No, I think we go forever.
Just keep going. Let's name the states.